So you're expecting to take 2 bites at the apple?
As of right now.
Preferably just one.
Yeah.
You're preparing to
We're
take
Right, preparing to
Well,
take 2,
we'd like to
but
take,
we
we'd
just
like to
need
take,
one.
we'd like to have the opportunity to take 2. Because you never know the first time through. And there's gonna be lessons learned from something that gets defeated. But you've gotta take a look at everything. If we do it in November, that's doing it during a City of Tucson election system. And it's 3, 4, and 5. Oh, 3, 5, and 6.
Wards.
3, 5, and 6 wards. Wards 3, 5, and 6 are gonna be elected. Their views different than Ward 2 and Ward 4
yeah.
and 1. So it's,
Yeah.
so you just never know. There's a lot of politics and, political electioneering in that. But I do think it'd be best if we had 2 shots at it.
And so that's what you'll prepare for.
That's
in the
our goal
meantime.
right now. The board has voted unanimously to try to be on the ballot in November.
Okay.
That's what we're hoping.
And
So
so,
what are the steps that need to occur between now and November?
We have to get by. We have to get a plan in place. So we have to finalize the plan. So we got to do the community outreach, and we have to get that plan in place and approved. And then no later than July, we can send it as early as May. No later than July, we have to send it to the Board of Supervisors. Now could they say, no, we're not sending it forward? In theory, probably, but it's also one of those things that's
prerogative
written.
to do that.
It's also one of those things written in their statutes that they really are, on this case, are just the authority that's gonna say, yes, this is a valid request by an authorized authority, and we then will forward it, and the county will put it on the ballot. So that's what we have to do to get it there. But then you have the huge campaign to go out and tell people why it's good, why it's not, and I'm sure there'll be a no campaign as well. And that's you've got to have enough time to do that. So that's why May might be better, July, because once the board's voted on it, now it's campaign mode for everybody. And the RTA and PEG and the executive director for our McGamey has been very clear. We do not advocate. We'll educate, but we can't advocate. So that's when groups like TAR, like SALC, like SABA, the new combined chamber, those are all going to have to get engaged and push, hopefully, for this and not against it. But what's unofficially has to happen too is we have to solve what's going to happen with RTA 1. So we've already moved 4 projects into the RTA Next that were from RTA 1, but there's 2 major projects that currently still don't have the funding available, and that's Grant Road 5 and 6, not the one that's currently under construction.
Right.
Anything that's currently under construction is going to be completed.
Yeah.
The board's committed to completing all the projects, and then First Avenue. And that's both those projects we need to try to find and figure out how we as a board are going to ensure funding is available. Depending on what municipality you represent, you have different thoughts on where those funds should come from. So it's a process, because some of the municipalities not located inside the city of Tucson don't like the idea that if we don't have a good RTA 1 completion plan of putting another one forward. I'm kind of the flip side. We have to figure out what to do with those projects anyway. Have to try to figure out how to get them done. It will become more difficult if we don't have RTA Next, because then everybody's going to dig in and say,
limits the options even further.
we don't need it, right? So unofficially, we've got to address those RTA 1 issues, and all of the municipalities are concerned with that. But for getting it on the ballot, we need input from the community. We need to finalize the plan. We need to get the board to approve it.
So input from the community through the end of January.
Official input. You can show up anybody from the community can show up at any PAG or RTA board meeting and speak, call the audience. And I'm sure we'll get a lot of that as we're trying to finalize this plan. But yeah, the survey won't be open now until the end of January. They may close it right before our board meeting, which I believe is on January 30th. So it may close about the 29th or 20th, so they can brief us on the results at that point without maybe full analysis. But we'll know what's looking, and we can start talking about get an idea of what we may enter in. But can fill out that survey until sooner than later is great,
Right.
But get the information, take a look at the plan, see what you like, see what you don't, and let us know what the voters in the community want on board. And that includes the businesses. Businesses have to have voices. You know, our organization, I guarantee we're letting the members of Southern Arizona Leadership Council know that you need to use your voice. Everyone counts. I think I've heard rumors we're up about 1,000 surveys filled out, but think about it for a second.
Yeah, that's not
1,000
In a
1,000
metro area of
in
over
the
a
metro,
million.
yeah. So we're hoping to get a lot bigger number because that will let us know what people really want.
Absolutely. So complete the survey, attend a PAG or an RTA meeting
Yep.
for calls to the audience, attend information sessions or open houses that RTA is hosting throughout the community. TAR is one of the locations, as Sean said, on January 7th, 6 p.m. here, 2445 North Tucson Boulevard. Visit rtanext.com, right?
Reach out to your
Ward
representatives.
members or
Both-
board of supervisors.
Inside the city of Tucson, it's important for all the ward members to be representing your area because the Mayor Romero's been clear she'd like to see a 7-0 vote. I'd like to see a 9-0 vote from the RTA board. That's our goals. Make them unanimous so everybody's behind it. We've said from the beginning, you're not going to love everything,
Right.
but you're going to love something, and you might love something a lot.
And think about what we might lose if we don't.
You nailed it.
Not
Lisa.
just what
No.
you're getting, but what you might not ever have.
Right.
Right?
And for some of it, the funding's gonna have to come from somewhere, so now it becomes the municipalities having to take it from other places. So cities, vibrant cities and municipalities and counties have a regional approach on many issues, but transportation's one they almost all have.
Right. The interdependence of it can't
Absolutely.
be ignored or minimized.
So it's the backbone of our economy, it's the backbone of our quality of life.
Correct.
Nobody likes to, it's amazing, roads don't pull really high when people prioritize what they want, but when they're on a bad road, you hear about it.
Right, and you hear about it continuously.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us again, Ted.
Appreciate the time.
Happiest of New Years,
Thank you, Lisa.
right?
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year
for
to you.
serving in this role.
Absolutely.
And again,
Well, we got good partners in TAR.
yes,
We've got a lot to work on, and
we'll do it together.
this is to me, when people ask, this is the big thing for 2025.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, like, there's so much going on as we move into the new year already, but there's nothing more important than the RTA, and
It's a bellwether event for us.
yeah, 11 months down the road might seem like it's a long ways off, but it's gonna be
Not
here.
time enough.
Right,
Yeah.
nothing more important than RTA next.
So we'll
Get
share links.
I was just say, get educated, get
Yep.
engaged.
Get
Get
engaged.
educated, get
And
engaged.
that's what we're doing our part to do. We'll share links, we'll include information on our newsletters, and of course on our website.